I gotta admit that I was really hesitant to play this one because of the background quality. It looks very obviously rendered by a filter. But the characters look decent. They have a German version too, actually. Hamburg. It's totally German. I actually been to Germany once. I want to go back again. Yeah, upon first impression, I'll say I would like the dev to touch up a little bit of the backgrounds, a little bit more. Oh, 3D. Ooh. Oh, okay. Well, that's a pretty elaborate opening. Okay. This is why I hesitate to play a visual novel. I'm not great at voicing all the dialogues. You can click on the various functions on the bottom of the bar at any time during the game. Save your score. Yes, I know that. Sometimes it can be useful to look at the history to read again what just happened. So click here for example. Great. Alright, female then. Do you have a printer available for the game? Yes. Actually, I'm really, really bad with puzzle. So if I get stuck... Oh, Hamburg, Germany. Actually, I was there. She must have been watching me when I went to bed that seemingly normal, carefree summer evening. Oh, this is pretty interesting. Even before that, she must have been watching us, maybe all through the school, vacations, me and my friends. But I didn't know anything about it yet. I was just looking forward to tomorrow, a special day. I have no idea how special this day will be. If I had known all that, I certainly wouldn't have been able to sleep, but instead I just thought about the upcoming tournament and closed my eyes. What happened next? Actually, I want that iris filter transition thingy. I will need it. Ooh, okay. Mom, May, get up. Do you want to go to the tournament today? Honestly, if there is a video game tournament, I'm not sleeping the night before. What happened? Where is that girl? There's no girl here, only your room. Did you have a dream? I don't know. It was so weird. I woke up and there was a strange girl with pink hair. And then it felt like someone was fiddling around in my head, and everything was so real. Really strange. Well, I hope you don't dye your hair pink too. Uh, I'll be like, why not? Well, it's a hair color. I don't know. I'm probably too old for that. Anyway, come to breakfast when you are ready. After breakfast, it was time to pick up Milin. Milin. She lived in the same house and also played Go. Without this Chinese board game, we might have never become friends. And without Go, we would never have gotten into this strange adventure. Oh yeah, I just remembered the beginning song is actually Chinese, I think. Hello, May. Slept well? I'm fine, and you? Of course I am. I have to be fit for the fall tournament today. My mother almost didn't let me go today. Why? What happened? What happened? A few weeks ago, she heard that 4 high school students disappeared without a trace in her hometown. That's terrible. Terrible indeed. Well, China is a big place, so there is also bound to be some crime. Although this time it was a bit strange because in Chinese internet, all news about it was censored. That's very common actually. But anyway, that wasn't the real problem. What then? The 4 of them were on their way to a Go tournament, and now you can of course imagine what my dear mom made of it. Maylin, don't go to the Go tournament or you'll be kidnapped too. Bingo! I bet if she ever reads somewhere that most people die in bed, we'll all have to sleep on the floor after that. Oh well, at least you managed to get yourself unstuck. It was hard work, I must say. Anyway, do we pick up Karina on the way? That's a good idea. She is with us for the first time today. Karina went to the same school as Melly and me. She had just learned Go a few weeks ago, and it was her first tournament. Oh. We went outside and I texted Karina that we would meet her at the bus stop. Go, that's a pretty unusual topic, honestly. On the way, we enjoyed the warm morning sun. When we arrived at the bus stop, Karina was already waiting for us. Hello, May. Hello, Millen. Hello, hi, Karina. Another weird hoodie? Oh, the edit of the hoodie needs to be... okay. Yes, the hoodie is brand new with the most beautiful mathematical formula on it. Karina was notorious for running around in some weird math hoodie all the time. Can math formula ever be beautiful? Yes, definitely. Sure. What's about that formula? Well, that's the famous Euler formula. Euler number, pi, and imaginary unit all in one. Don't you want to wear something grown up instead of dressing up as a math book? But adults wear stuff like that too. For example, my favorite YouTuber, the Mathologer, he is a mathematician and wears different t-shirts in every video, mostly with fantastic math joke on it. Milling rolled her eyes half aloud, she muttered, "When you wear such ugly stuff that everyone always asks you to take the group photos." The two obviously have different ideas about fashion. For Karina, everything that had something to do with math was cool. And in general, everything that was difficult on the side. She even learned a little Japanese recently, as if you didn't have enough work at school with English and French. Melly, on the other hand, found Karina's math quirk rather annoying. And me, I wasn't so sure. I think, sure. Let her wear what she likes. I find Karina's hoodie quite funny sometimes too. Thank you, May. That's nice of you. Well, you have found each other, a mathematical dream team. winner of the math Olympiads and the math loser. I gulped. Actually, I wasn't that bad at math, but next to Karina, she was so good that she attended lecture at the university beside school. Emmeline was also better than me, but she was kind of better at everything. I prefer to change the subject. That reminds me, I want to tell you that something else. I experienced something totally weird tonight. Must have been a dream. Really? What did you dream? It was not so easy to put into words. I stammered around a lot. Well, there was a girl and she did something to my head, and then. Who was that girl? Oops, maybe I really shouldn't tell Marlene about that. I have never seen her before. She looked funny too. Had pink hair. May and a punk girl. LL. With my dream, I really made a fool of myself in front of my friends. Luckily, the bus just arrived. Um, a little note. I think the bus stop station is a little bit shorter than the characters. That's kind of odd in terms of perspective. Um, Hamburg is something sometimes too big for my taste, but at least today we didn't have to take the local train or subway to the tournament. A bus ride was enough. To change the subject, I asked Karina first best thing that came to mind. I think I probably should have picked change the subject. You're participating in this math Olympiad right now. How is that going? Karina immediately became a beam then bubbled away while Marlene looked grumpy. Yesterday evening I worked on a nice problem, but it's a bit difficult. Should I show it to you anyway? Uh, to be honest, I don't feel like doing math right now. Well, May did an IQ test, but don't worry, it was negative, right, May? I gulped. During the rest of the bus ride, we talked about school and made fun of our teachers a little, and then we arrived. Here we are. Curious to see if Hong Kong is here yet. Hong Kong? Hong Hong. Hong Hong. Really? Hong Kong was the fourth in our group. Quiet. I thought it was Hong Kong, sorry. Like, quiet, modest, and always polite. Quite different from Marlene and Karina. His parents ran the Chinese restaurant in our district. You know, it's a little bit strange to play this as a native Chinese speaker. Will he win the tournament this time? Well, he has a good chance, as hard as he trains, but I want to make it difficult for him. I was a bit surprised. How was Marlene going to make it difficult for him and why? What are you going to do? Beat him, of course. I've been training hard. Korea and I both laughed. A little training isn't enough. Hong Hong is light years ahead of you. Hey, don't make fun of me. Especially not a beginner like you. Karina, be glad if we don't play against each other. I won't leave you any stones on the board otherwise. Don't be so mean. I only just started. Hong Hong. Good morning. Actually, what does Hong Hong even mean? Hong Hong sounds like a dog's name. Good morning, Hong Hong. Are you ready for the tournament? Hi, Hong Hong. Oh. Marlene just said she'll beat you today. Oh, really, Marlene? Just meant I'm not going to make it easy for you today. Oh, sure, I understand. Are you actually going to the Go tournament in Berlin next weekend? No, I can't. What? Why? What's going on? Nothing special. When you are this modest, there's usually something more to it, so tell. Spit it out. It's just that we're going to play some music. Music? But Jonathan must. That's not English. It's already over this year. Did you participate already? Yes, I played a little piano. That's pretty right on. A little? Come on, you won the state champion. That's not just a little bit. Really? Wow. And I thought you only play Go all day. Yes, Hong Hong is our multi-talent. May, on the other hand, is our multi-loser. Ah, good thing I didn't just hear that. What are you gonna do next weekend, Hong Hong? Actually, I didn't want to tell you this, but we have a gig here, there. What kind of gig? I'm helping out on the keyboard with a band. Oh, you can do that too? Well, it's not that hard. I can play some piano. Where and when? We should all come and watch. Okay, okay. I see that I won't be able to stop you. I'll get you tickets. Eh? A concert with tickets? That sounds really professional. What band is that? Cool Magic? What? That's Benjamin's band. They're totally famous. Yes, I was just lucky they were looking for someone to replace me at such a short notice. And where are you playing? In the city park, on the open air stage. Oh, only the really big events. Okay, okay, but now let's go in. The first round is about to start. Yeah, there's a lot of characters. Karina, this is your first time here, so there are 4 rounds in total, 2 before and 2 after lunch break. Who you will have to play against is always written on the list on the wall, which is posted before each round. Alright, thank you very much, Hong Hong. I'm so tempted to call him Hong Kong. uh, can I just do Hong Kong? Because that feels a little bit more right than Hong Hong, you know? Um, what is Hong Hong anyway? Um, I'm trying to think of Chinese characters that will fit it. Hong Hong. Hong Hong never ceased to surprise me. I already knew he was a music talent, but now he played at Cool Magic. How cool and magical was that? I caught a little bit of grammar here. I had to smile. Marlene's mouth was still open because of that. She didn't even think about teasing Karina anymore. Have you already seen the draw for the first round? Well, we're both lucky. Have a sure win, and you have a particular nice opponent. What do you mean by that? Well, you see anyway, you play with black, and I can also tell you the board number. You just have to calculate how many liberties. Liberties, a group with 8 stones he has at least. Actually, I never really played Go seriously to know the rules. Actually, I never played it. I just watch other people play. But in the middle of the board, not at the edge. And the solution number is then your board number. Exactly, to get your brain started for the day. You can do it, May. And when you figure it out, go to your board. Your opponent will surely come soon. Yes, but who is it? Oh, I forgot the name. I only remember the board number. And you didn't tell me? Great. Where did Hong Hong go? Into the other tournament room. To the den players. Den players were teachers. If there were belts in Go, they would be the black belt. Hong Hong was such a den player. And he was even wearing the black belt today. I just remembered. I wonder if that was a coincidence. Anyway, the den players were playing in a separate room where it was a little quieter. Well, let's get started. Good luck to both of you. Thank you. I don't have to wish you guys luck. You'll surely win a point. Huh? Why? They just laughed and disappeared. Of course, I could just check the tournament list myself or accept the challenge and solve the puzzle. I will look at the list. I'm not big on puzzle. That's one thing that I'm not big on. I went to the wall where the pairings are of the first round were displayed, and I found my name on the board 10 next to Berlin's. Now I'm disappointed, May. Uh. Oops. Nevertheless, have fun with the game. That didn't go so well. Well, there's nothing I can do about it. I want to board him. At least I wanted to let Merlin have her fun and play the surprise. Great, you figured it out. Well, in a way, but what are you doing here? I put on an innocent face. Wish you a good match. Okay, but you're supposed to be going to your own game, right? I am, I told you. You have a very nice opponent today, namely me. Quick save complete. But this time you won't get any handicap as usual. Hey, you're really nice. Is that what you meant to say, right? Actually, could I play the game at home? It's fun to play at a tournament. I sighed in resignation. Anyway, have a nice game. Thank you. You too, May. We started the game. Soon all you could hear was the rustling of the stones in the box and then the sound of them being placed on the board. They sometimes say a game of Go is like a silent conversation, but to me it's more like a fight. Not a boxing match, but something elegant, something like karate, kung fu, or taekwondo. In a game of Go, you build your own universe. Only the opponent can stop you. And Merlin did that very skillfully as always. Our game was exciting. Merlin penetrated deep into my territory. Should I try to capture her stones or rather secure the rest of my territory? Gee, I am not sure which one I should go for. I guess I'll try attack. I chased her stone, but she escaped elegantly like a shadowy ninja. Merlin was actually only a little better than me, but somehow it was always enough that she ended up with more points. So it was this time too, and we counted out at the end. She was ahead with 12.5 points. Thanks for the game. Thanks too, but I'll probably never beat you. Well, I hope so. Somehow it was nice to play with Merlin, even though I almost always lost in the end. Her happy face after the victory was reward enough, even though it pained me that I never won against her. What are you thinking about right now? Well, the time when we had just moved in? Exactly, and your mysterious message. Yeah, that was funny. You really were just a little girl and so easy to fool. Hey, really cute back then. Okay, I would just go briefly to this. Huh? Ephema? And then we should check on the others. Our game had been going on for quite a long time. I think Katrina's already finished. That's right, I don't see her anywhere. Another feedback is just, it's alright, I guess, but I think this game still needs a little, UI change at the bottom, so the text is not fighting the background. She's already out in the sun. I'll be right back. Lynn disappeared in the direction of the toilets. Then suddenly I heard a strange melody in my head. It's actually quite a lot of movies. There's actually quite a lot of effort in this game. It's just that I think it needs a little bit of fine-tuning art-wise. Oh, the pink-hair alien. Hey, May, wake up. I'm not even 5 minutes gone and you are blissfully dozing off. I was completely confused. Had I really just dozed off? And what kind of crazy dream was that? It had been almost as real as last night. What is it now? Should we check on the others? Yeah, sure. I was still a bit confused, but followed my lead. We searched a bit, but finally found Karina standing in the corner of the garden. Ah, there you are, Karina. How did your game go? I had seen Karina's opponent. I knew him. He was actually a bit too strong for her, but there wasn't so many beginners in the tournament, so he had been paired with her. I looked at Karina with pity. She seemed devastated, but she was always cheerful even after a defeat. That that wasn't right. What do you mean? There's something wrong with me. Why? What's the matter? My brain, in the middle of the game, I wanted to think a few moves ahead. Yes, it's always difficult for beginners, even as smart as you. Don't worry about it. Karina shook her head vigorously. No, please understand. It was completely different. I could suddenly see everything. 5 moving events, 10 moving events, 20 moves, everything. This was not normal. I have never experienced anything like that. Don't worry, Karina. That's the way it goes with Go. First you don't see anything, then it clicks and suddenly you can imagine some moves in your head without any difficulties. Karina shook her head even more violently. No, you still don't understand me. It wasn't like that. That was not human. What do you mean? I was thinking like a computer, not a human being. Merlin laughed. Come on, I know you do way too much math, but that doesn't make you a computer. You just don't understand me. Karina stopped for a moment. You had to make Go on your cell phone, don't you? I nodded. I actually had an app with Go problems on my phone. Let me solve some. Okay. I opened the app, picked out a problem for her playing strengths, and he showed it to her while Merlin watched. Black is always to move. Karina nodded. Here. Karina immediately showed the correct move. The app showed the next problem. And here, Karina had to solve the solution right away. The problems are probably too easy for you. I switched to a more difficult Gaio problem about my level. Karina only looked at the position for a moment. Here. It was correct. You are really quite good, Karina. Here. Karina solved the problem as quickly as if she simply clicked away advertising windows. Do you have any harder ones? Okay, then level. I gave Karina the app, which was now set to Den level. I could never solve such problems, even I could think about them for hours. Here. Merlin and I looked at each other speechlessly. What's wrong with this girl? Even a math ace like her couldn't get that strong in just a few weeks, could she? And as I've said, something's wrong with me. Karina suddenly ran away. Okay, let's just go run after her. Karina stopped. I worry about you. That's nice of you, May, but it's okay. I just need some time alone. I will play again in the next round. Then she went on back into the house. I'm going to go check on Hong Hong. I nodded absent-mindedly. I thought about Karina. What's wrong with her? Karina was usually cheerful. Her mask hoodies and her smile that was actually always guaranteed with her. I thought about the first time I met her and our first game. How she looked forward to her first tournament. And then that breakdown just now. What's wrong with her? From the tournament hall, someone shouted through a window that the second round was starting. So I went back and looked for my board and also for Karina. but she was already sitting at her game, almost as if nothing had happened. I didn't even see Hong Hong yet. Should I stop by the dance player's room? Let's stop there. The dance player's room was much quieter than the one of the common folk, even if the games were not running yet. A few local Go celebrities had also signed to join in this little one-day tournament. Hong Hong was already at his board, but still waiting for his opponent. Hello, I wanted to check on you before the second round. That's nice. Meling already told me about your games. How did your game go, Hong Hong? I didn't play so well. I made a Joseki mistake right at the beginning. You lost? No, I won in the end, but I didn't play well. Hong Hong always won undeservedly. His opponent was always better than him. At least if you listen to him, you could get that impression. Thank you too. You too, May. Thank you, and I hope you win the tournament. You really deserve it. That's nice of you. I will do my best. I left the dance player room and went to my game. I had heard my opponent's game somewhere before, but I couldn't think of who it was. And then he came. I remember everything. The punk, they just called him. And he was the absolute most annoying trash talker ever. Yo, May, I'm gonna kill you today. Oh, that wasn't even funny. And remember, we're not playing Connect 4. He laughed derivatively. My goodness, what a show off, and his playing strength wasn't even better than mine. But no tricks, May. I know you're an old cheater. Oh. Cut the crap. I was just kidding. Haha, you fell for it. Heavens, that idiot. If only I had brought headphones. Oh, well, get on it with it. You got it. You got back. You just got back or something like that. I was just about to place my first stone to get the game against this idiot over with as quickly as possible. But then the tournament hall disappeared from my view. Ah, that movie again. Hey, sleepyhead, wake up. Phew, what was that just now? Something like a vision? If so, it was then not a good one. That stone just slipped out of my fingers. That would be super embarrassing. Such a thing happened only to small children. And then on the corner point, that can't be a good move. And this stupid punk will certainly not allow me to undo my move. Anyway, it was just a dream or something. Hopefully, anyway. I started the game. Actually, everything looked quite good, but then suddenly my corner was surrounded by his white pieces and I had to bring it to life somehow. But how? I thought about where to play, click on the corresponding bar on the Go board. Oh no! Another player had bumped into our table so hard that the stone fell out of my hand. Oops. And of course, to where I didn't want it to go. Well, that was an elegant move. But that doesn't make you sexy, girl. Oh no, sexist too. He really pushes all limits. Still, I have no choice but to ask him nicely. Sorry, can I take that one back again? No way, played is played, and I'll finish you off now. The punk grinned at my involuntary corner move, then he took a closer look at the position and hesitated. I also took a closer look. Really? When I thought about it again, normally moves to the corner point were pretty pointless, but this one actually brought the group to life. Somehow I had accidentally played the right thing. And the punk had even forbidden me to fix my mistake. Great. I don't want to be so impolite. If you want to take it back. No thanks, plate is plate. You had to say so yourself. I grinned broadly. And the rest was formality, and I scored a nice hit victory. Hung Hung. Wow, you saw that well in the corner. Hung Hung had been watching the end of my game and obviously didn't know that my brilliant move was the result of an accident. Yes. Hang Hang was a little irritated at my embarrassed reaction. Then I remembered that I had forgotten about the whole thing. Something completely different that was kind of funny. What was it? It's, it was as if I had seen the position and the right move before. Hang Hang, you mean you had seen this somewhere before as a Tsumeko? No, not as a goal problem, but it as if I had seen this exact game before. You mean a deja vu? Oh, what's that? Oh, sorry, I'll explain it to you. A deja vu is a memory illusion in which a person believes to have experienced a present event before. Thanks. And why does it have such a funny name? It's French for already seen. Oh boy. The French philosopher Borac used the word deja vu in 1876 in his book Elv Even. I cannot speak French. I can't speak French. Blah blah blah. I copy Kenji. Sciences, psyche, futures of this. I'm skipping this. Hang Hang seemed to speak faster and faster. That was in my case rather than what? There's so much not English. Like, so many words that's not English here. Desja re but I did not want to know it now. All that details, to be honest. You're a real encyclopedia. I don't know why I know all this so well. Well, you always know a lot, but that just now, it was as if I had learned Wikipedia by heart. I laughed. Hang Hang, the walking Wikipedia, and I thought you were modest. But I didn't know you were secretly playing in a band. Yes, well, that's something else entirely. But what my Descha wave? Deja vu? Okay, anyway. That was really funny. I clearly dreamed about the position and then it happened just like that. That's weird. Well, just let me know the next time you have a dream. I already did. Yes, I've had dreams too. Of course you have. No, I mean like a weird lucid dream. Lucid? Yes, like a vision. Okay, and what else did you dream? That I was flying and there was a girl with pink hair who spoke a strange language. Well, then everything is clear. If the vision comes true, then we know that you are a prophet. I blushed, in fact. It didn't sound very likely now. I didn't even know a girl with pink hair and to be able to fly? That was more of a typical dream, while in real life you need a plane for that. Anyway, maybe that was nothing. By the way, speaking of pink hair, something funny happened to me just this morning. What is it? Yes, pink hair in anime world? Common. Totally common. My mother found a pink thread on my sleeve and claimed rock solid that it was a hair. She wanted to know if I secretly had a girlfriend or something. It took me a while to convince her that it was a thread and not hair. My little sister then teased me about it throughout breakfast. But anyway, let's see how the others did in round two, and then it's lunch break. That's right, there's always a Japanese bento box at this tournament. You like them a lot, don't you? I don't just like them, I love them. We looked for Karina and Malene, then we each bought a bento box and walked a few steps to the banks of the LB River to eat. Walls of a anime single person? What a wonderful day. Ah, so you won? You're right. Yes, that too, but I mean more that it's just a great weather, the beautiful view, and so also this. Oh, she held a bento box under my nose. Yes, it was indeed the highlight of the tournament, I had to admit. Oh, so they come to the tournament for food. Got it. In a flash, I grabbed the ice bowl from Malene's box. Hey, what are you doing? Well, if you offered it to me so sweetly. Bah, anyway. Bon appetit! Ikadachimasu! I took a quick look at Karina. She looked normal again. Hong Hong turned to Karina. How are you doing, Karina? Fine. Ah. Yes, I can even ran some tests. What kind of test? I had a problem from the Mass Olympian that I have been fiddling around for 2 weeks. Really? As if you have time for that at a gold tournament. Well, I thought maybe I will have to take the bus to here by myself and then I'll have time. Anyway, looked at it early and solved it right away. Yes, that can happen if you put a difficult problem aside for a while. Sometimes the solution comes to you afterwards. It happens to me too. Karina shook her head. No, that wasn't it. I tested it some more. Tell me 2 4-digit numbers, mate. 1000 and 2000? No, other ones, please. Okay, 9661 and 1996. 19,283,365. Type it into your phone and check it. That's the product of the two numbers. I typed the calculation into my cell phone. It was true. I didn't know you were so good at mental arithmetic. I thought it wasn't your thing. Indeed, it wasn't. It was always too boring for me to learn. But there's more. Give me another number. 55? The square root of that is 7.4. Or more precisely, 7.4161984870956629487. Oof. Wait a minute. I interrupted Karina. My app showed me 741619849 instead. Well, the app just couldn't go as far as she does. I just don't get that many decimal places. The app is not good enough for that. I have a computer in here, however. She tapped her forehead. Does as many calculations as I want. Scary, huh? We all fell silent. Oh, I'm not reading that number. A few more decimal places. Easier than Go problems. We still didn't know what to say. Do you understand now that there is something wrong with me? No one knew what to reply. Finally, Hong Hong broke the silence. Let's slowly head back. The cell run will start soon. Okay. We were quite silent on the way back. When we arrived, Karina was finishing her bento box. Go chishu? Soma deshita? That's what they say in Japan after eating. Go chishu soma deshita. Something like that? Did I say it right? A girl needs therapy. At that moment, one of the Japanese women who had prepared the bento boxes of the tournament passed by. Ah, 私たちのお弁当はいかがでしたか? Yeah. Oh my gosh. Why? Oh, oh no. Please stop testing me with this multi-language. いただきました。あなたも日本人ですか? Okay, at least I know what that one means. はい。いえ、私は11人で、母は中国人です。Yeah, I know what it means. It was just like I couldn't say it, even if it's spelled out to me. You're learning Japanese too, Merlin? Me? No, why? But you just spoke to the lady in Japanese, didn't you? Oh, I know Chinese because of my mother, but I don't know Japanese. The Japanese woman interfered and turned to Merlin. Ah, suimasen. Your Japanese is very good. This is a joke, isn't it? But I don't speak Japanese. I know 2 or 3 words at most. No, too modest. Very good speaking. 日本語が上手ですね. That's more than 3 words, yes. Merlin interrupted herself in mid-sentence. What's wrong with me? I don't believe it. What's wrong with us, Karina? Then we were interrupted by a shout. The third round is starting. Let's play for now, okay? Yes, we'll talk about it later, and then we can tee things up for sure. In round 3, I play against Margarita? Am I right? Margarita? Is that the name? Margarita from Berlin, whom I already know from the other tournament. The game was pretty tough fight and I lost in the end. I looked for the others, they were already finished. Even Hong Hong, who as a Den player usually played the longest time. That's a form of Margaret? Really? Okay. Hello May, how did it go? Today didn't work at all. There was nothing left of my territory. Don't worry. Margarita is really strong too. So. I played against her once at a game night and she killed one group after another. You just have to know how to defend yourself, then you will be fine. She wouldn't stand a chance against Hong Hong. Merlin cleared her throat audibly. Okay, she has never won against you either, I know. And how did you do? Great, an easy win. I was lucky right at the beginning. My opponent missed something. It was the same with me. We looked at each other silently. Somehow we were curious if Karina's computer in her head had won the game again, but we preferred not to ask her. There's still time until the last round. Let's play something. Great idea. What is it? I brought a pretty obscure game. You have to guess in which country something really weird happened. Merlin took the game box out of her bag and put it on the table. Something weird? Wait. Merlin took out a stack of cards from the box. For example, where are no mosquitoes, or where is it not allowed by law to name pigs Napoleon? Okay, how do you know that? Exactly. That's why it's funny. You can guess the region in Europe, for example, then there is also a point. Iceland and France. What do you mean? Those are the solutions. Right, you're really good. I mean, you could guess Napoleon, of course, but Iceland was difficult. Ask me something else. Okay. Where's the oldest zoo in the world? Austria. That's the... Oh, Sibang Bronzu. It had been around since 1752. Oh my. That's right too. More. Which national anthem is the longest in the EU? The Greek one with 158 verses. Wow, this game is like an encyclopedia. Do you also want to know who composed it and then and when? Or maybe a list of all the composers of national anthems worldwide? Or the lyrics? I know all that as of today. We were silent. Friends, it's not just Karina and Melinda where something strange happens. It's exactly the same with me. And I wouldn't be surprised if May's strange vision of pink-haired girl come true too. There's something very strange going on here. And we need to find out what. And we will know. Even if we have to use all our strange newfound abilities to do it. But until then, don't let on and play the last round normally. The new round really suited me. I wanted to get other thoughts. I didn't know my next opponent yet. He must have been a new player. He had won his first 3 games. Oh, okay. Okay, he had also started with a weak rank, so he had easy opponents. Still, not bad. Then I saw who would be my opponent. A tiny boy with his teddy bear. Oh, that's cute. Hello? Hello? How old are you? The little boy probably held out 5 fingers to me. 5! I gulped. When I was 5, I probably couldn't even play Ludo. Shall we start? The little one slid impatiently back and forth, stirring his finger on the goal can. Okay, have a nice game. Oh, getting beat by that little boy is gonna really put a dent on your on your confidence. The boy was beaming all over his face. Then he wanted to put a stone on my side of the board, but his arms were too short. He quickly stood up on his chair, and that's how he managed it. We played a nice game, but I didn't feel so good about it. Somehow the kid always played exactly where I wanted to play. My position was getting worse and worse, and I was pondering my moves longer and longer. Quite difficult, isn't it? The kid was obviously bored of watching me and was munching on a waffle. Great, he's eating, and I'm making a fool of myself against a 5-year-old. That wouldn't happen to me in a soccer. No sooner had I played than his next stone came on the board. Thinking for a long time is not something a 5-year-old would do. That was clear. The little one was already snacking again. Heavens help me. I will lose this. I had to think longer and longer. The little one looked more and more bored. I finally set my stone. Where I couldn't get an immediate answer, I looked at my little opponent. Really? Did it just look like that? Or had the little guy fallen asleep? Boom! His hand slumped down on the table. He didn't let it bother him, but just kept sleeping. I tried to wake him up, but to no avail. I looked around helplessly. What do you do when your opponent falls asleep? Then his father came. He couldn't do anything either. The tournament had been too long for the little one. He apologized to me 1,000 times, said that I had won the game, of course, and carried the little one outside. Okay, that was a great victory. Luckily, I took a breath. Well, so how was it? Strange, I would say. Tell me. And so I told Marlene about my glorious victory, quote unquote, and then Karina when she was done too, and then Hong again. And how did you play? Actually, I already won the game. When Marlene lost, it was actually because she overlooked something quite insignificant. It was hard for her to accept that her opponent could simply be better. What was that supposed to mean? Alright, but you did something wrong anyway, otherwise you wouldn't have lost. I never make mistakes at most. I played less correctly. Marlene looked pretty angry. How was it with you, Hong? Why, I'm not vibing with Marlene. I lost. Topaz was just too strong today, but so unfortunately I didn't win the tournament. Well, next time then. What about you, Karina? We didn't dare to ask when Malin was brave enough. I lost. I breathed a sign of relief. So everything's back to normal with your computer up there? Karina shook her head. No, I only lost some time. My opponent was quite strong. I still don't know much about strategy. Simply calculating doesn't help here. I tried, but then I ran out of time. That's obvious. In Go there are about 10 to the power of 170 different positions, right? It's too much for any computer, even that thing up there. Karina tapped her head energetically and as if there was something there that didn't belong. We were silent for a moment. So that's it for today, and we don't have to wait for the award ceremony either. Good, now we can talk about everything that happened today. And I don't mean the 5-year-old falling asleep. uh, that's right. Shall we go to our restaurant? Let's go eat. Bore him to death. All right. There will be a lot of guests there today, but we will have our peace and quiet in our storage room, and we will be able to find something to eat. The restaurant storage room was a bit like our club room. I liked the undisturbed but also somehow mysterious atmosphere there with all the strangely labeled food boxes. So we took the bus to Hong Kong. Congratulations, you have won again, Sina. Hong Kong's parents' restaurant was called Chopsticks. It wasn't very big, but you could sit outside when the weather was nice. 金筷子. Okay. Sometimes small gold tournament were held here. That's how we got to know Hong Kong. But the most exciting room was the big cellar where the different foodstuffs were stored. Welcome to the Chopsticks. Karina laughed. Wait, we're not customers. You don't have to welcome us. Well, Hong Hong just grew up in the restaurant. He's used to it, right? Yeah, it's really automatic. Let's go downstairs before I start serving the customers. Our club room was a strange hodgepodge. There was food stored, though there was also a cold room, crates and boxes, all sorts of things. There were some old posters on the wall and 4 folding chairs, especially for us. There was a neon lamp on the ceiling, and daylight came in through a light well. Even though it was a basement room, somehow it didn't feel like one at all. Ventilation made sure it wasn't stuffy like a basement, and Hong Hong's parents made sure everything was spotlessly clean. After all, the food inspector could come by any time. So, friends, what do we do now? We should think about whom we can tell about all these strange things. I'm just waiting for the pink-haired girl to show up. I think we should do some research and gather facts first. I'm more vibing with Karina than Wenling. Well, where do you want to collect data? Do you want to open our brains and see what's inside? If neurosurgery was that easy, I would indeed do that. Ugh. If neurosurgery was that easy, oh, but I think we'd rather leave our heads whole. So what do you want to do then? First of all, let's test whether these strange abilities we think we have really exist and how strong they are. Let's start with me because I've already done some tests. I can apparently calculate like a computer, but that doesn't make me a Go god yet. So no AlphaGo in here. This person really even knows about AlphaGo too. It will still have to be tested whether I can actually calculate everything a computer can and how good this computer is. But honestly, it's scary good because I can even do mathematical proof with it. Normal computers can't do that. I honestly don't even dare to think about math anymore since I know that it's just so scary. But I think it's more exciting to investigate Merlin and Hong Hong for now, and maybe May too. Why me? Because all those weird dreams? Right. I wouldn't normally take that so seriously. Often coincidences seem incredibly improbable, but they are not. For example, well, imagine you are going to a soccer game like the Hamburg team plays in the Volkspark Stadium in the second Bundesliga. This is the 3rd of March. The game starts at 3 p.m. Okay. You buy a ticket and get block 3, row 3, sit 3. Then I realize, oh, 333. It's 3 o'clock in the afternoon and I have the seat number 333. That must be a sign of something. That can't be just a coincidence. Well, that would be very strange, wouldn't it? No, not at all, because somebody gets exactly this ticket. And the game's on Saturday at 3 o'clock in the afternoon is totally normal. So the probability that someone would experience something like that is practically 100. Well, unless the Hamburg team plays so badly that the stadium remains empty. You're right. Oh, okay. I think I will stop here for tonight. I think the story is turning out to be quite interesting in terms of the mystery, laying out the mystery and stuff. And there's a lot of very interesting information in the story as well. And of course, I can't speak